People who lie on people consistently, I don't think they ever think the truth is going to come to the light. I think that think they could tell a lie in a dark corner and it's going to stay in that corner forever. Eventually, you will be exposed, whoever you are.
But when you get exposed, now wickedness is accepted.
People often think it can never happen to me. Or if I mind my P's and Q's, I do the right thing, it can never happen to me, right? If you are accused of something, you must have done something wrong, right? I also like to remind them, this isn't just about the terrible accusation of sexual assault. Have made sexual harassment a felony.
Thousands of men impacted. And what I tell your audience is your son could be next. Your father, your uncle, your brother, your friend, your neighbor, unless you care enough to do something, say something, and make this a point for the administration.
When did you decide that in order for me to get him back, because that's what you mentioned in the video, that you were going to make this false allegation? Like, when did that thought process land?
Like, I felt at that point that the only person that could stop this man was me.
Not this. Because if say a rapist, right? He was convicted, charged, served his time, and he is out. Would they be interviewing him and say, oh, so tell me about your mom and dad? Because the crime she did is as equal as the rapist. One person both of them committed the crime. Both of them should have faced the same consequences because both of them destroyed somebody's life. The rapist destroyed the victim's life, and she, with her false accusation, destroyed the guy's life.
Well, let's get into this. Let's get into what she's saying.
Jason paid Gucci to release the video. As a result of that video being provided to the police, I was charged, caution, and I had to go on probation, so I have a criminal record.
Like, this is damage control. There's literally 2 videos, her saying she's gonna set up, and she's been setting up men, putting them in prison for fake grape charges.
Most of the villains I know are women. Most of the villains I know are women.
They wouldn't be talking to a rapist like this. Again, as much as it pains me to be having to watch this, it aligns with my channel. Using my channel to just expose these wickedness. Because there are a lot of people who are confused as to, why men are done dating, why men aren't taking women seriously, why men aren't providing no more. Men aren't the same as the 1940s, because in the 1940s, when a woman falsely accused a man of rape, she wouldn't have a platform to promote her business. So things have changed.
So man, when women who are loose and project themselves as these housewives starter kit type, they talk, I get frustrated.
The hurtful things that I said, I hate men. One of the things I referred to in that video specifically was the fact that...
And what's interesting is that nothing in that video is based off of the sob story that we hear right here, or any of the negative things that she's talking about with her ex-boyfriend, right? Like, none of that was in the video. None of it whatsoever. But she said things like, I hate men. It literally doesn't make any sense. And it makes the interview so damn hard to watch. The host is ass. She's not asking any follow-up questions, no fact checks, no evidence, no receipts. We have a receipt. All we have right here is just her trying to massage the story with her best PR.
Like crazy. Y'all, this pissed me off. This is pissing me off. But I promise I'm going to try to push through it. There's a specific point I want to get to.
There needs to be some sort of social footprint, you get me, in terms of like, when you type in this woman's name, it comes up for the evil she is, bro, because she's actually actively putting multiple men in prison and she's accusing them of Grape, SA.
Oh, what an entangled web she weaved. Didn't tell the truth, but everybody believed. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Hands on the Bible, lying all along. Speaks with a forked tongue, but that forked tongue will put you up under the jail. She's sending brothers 5 seconds from hell and she does not care. No care at all. Laughing about a smirk in the interview. Complaining that she got caught. And the justification for her lies that can end somebody's life was absolutely cap. Cabbage among cap. Because when she got caught saying that she's put many men in a pokey again, we knew exactly what was going on here. And this is the system that we have to live with. From sea to shining sea and even across the pond, these Western harlots will absolutely lie, cheat, steal, anything to put you up under the jail and make sure that they get their will. And then they have the nerve to talk about where's the protection from you. But there is no protection from a harlot like this. You see, what happens is that this attitude constantly degrades and divides. And this criminal behavior, there's no way that this lady should be allowed to jump up on this interview and justify her straight up bull junk. And the cabbage that she espoused, the BS that she espoused, did absolutely nothing. Disgusting.
The devil spoke to the woman. He didn't talk to the man. The idle mind. That's why all this is in their head. A woman ruin marriages because what's in their head. The devil stay playing in their head. You have a closer relationship to God. She have a way closer relationship to the devil. That's why he speaks to her. That's why it's important for a woman to have the right kind of man to have a God. Other than that, the devil gonna stay playing in her head.
This Jezebel ain't got nothing to do with no makeup and no lipstick and no short dress. Can I help you tonight? Jezebel is a spirit of control. It's a spirit of manipulation. It's a spirit of witchcraft.
I did not know nothing about sex. So.
You're watching never-before-aired video of Juanetta Gibson and Brian Banks in the minutes before her stunning confession that she lied when she said the high school football star raped her 10 years ago.
This camera right here was in a plant.
This is the man who helped Banks get the now famous confession on hidden camera.
Can you imagine how many years people have spent behind bars, how many reputations have been ruined, and what is the outcome, and what is the disciplinary measure for these people who are just straight up and down lying? It's never what it should be, because they should get exactly what he would have got if he went to jail. They should have to duplicate that time and don't let somebody actually go to jail. Then it should be doubled up, double or nothing. And then maybe these ladies will stop lying in court, hand on the Bible, sitting there with a big cheesy grin. This lady was so excited that she actually locked somebody up. Can you imagine a heartless soul that must be actually excited for doing so much damage to an individual?
One unpopular opinion that I have that could make people want me is women that make false accusations about men when it comes to molestation, harassment, assault, all those things. Those women need to serve time in prison.
Ooh, well, Jay-Z's rape accuser admits he did not rape her in interview with private investigators. Got it. Cool.
I did not say that they should pay a fine. I said they need to serve time, go to prison. For those of you that want to say that I sound like a pick-me or whatever the case may be, I don't care about that. And the reason why I don't care about that is because it could be your brother, it could be your uncle, it can be your father, it can be your cousin, it can even be your grandfather, it can be any male figure that is significant in your life.
One of the many reasons that I have a problem with this entire situation, and I've spoken to a lot of people, a lot of people have mentioned to me some of the things that they've had an issue with and a problem with. It's like, when are we going to start doing something about the people who lie on people? So she lied on this guy. Jay-Z admitted himself he lost business deals totaling around $20 to $25 million. Obviously, you have to deal with this, discuss this with your family, your daughter, your record label, your business entities, all the different things. He's, the leader of the entertainment aspect of the NFL. All the casting eyes and the people, the judgmental people, whether it be through social media, just people walking around on the street that you have to deal with. And you have to try to proclaim your innocence over somebody who's lying. When are we going to start having real and severe consequences for people like this? I'm just curious.
Women like that, why should we let them walk free? Another thing too is that it's not easy to say, I'm sorry. What is sorry going to do? You just ruined that man's reputation. Even if that man gets proven innocent, he can still get looked at crazy. People will still treat him differently because of your allegation.
Parrish's son played football with Brian Banks at Long Beach Polytechnic High in 2002, the time Juanetta Gibson made her false accusation. Gibson's family got $1.5 million settlement from the school district, and Banks got 5 years in prison and 5 more on parole, shackled with an ankle monitor.
I felt at that point that the only person that could stop this man was me.
Respectfully, we just want to know why she is making fake Grape allegations and sending people to prison. There's people in prison. This story is deep. I'm talking about hair cut off, thrown into the River Thames, mashed up. Like I caught the lowdown. There's a video that came to life. I think it might have been an old video of her. She's bringing up fake Grape charges on the person that she's seeing.
You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake Grape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Polite savages.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Ladies and gentlemen of Polite Savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike, and especially those who think it's okay to put 10 toes down and hand on a Bible, lie dead smack to somebody and put another man behind the pokey. And this has been going on for years. It's nothing new. It's not a new phenomenon, but what it is a phenomenon that needs to be staunchly stopped, put an end to. But as always, the community wants to believe and wants to make excuses without actually holding the other party accountable. So as always, we're only here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And sometimes the truth is a bitter pill to swallow, but it's time to shut up and take your medicine. So there's nothing left to do but get on up into it. Are you ready? Well, let's go. The truth is, you polite savages, that people get accused of doing things they didn't do all the time. And these petty arguments that you think are one thing can turn out to be another thing. But what happens when you get accused of doing something that's unthinkable and a whole community is against you? Everybody's looking at you. You lose jobs, business opportunities, family members stop talking to you, and your whole life is ruined. All ruined because somebody seen fit and thought it was funny to put you in a situation or a revenge plot to make sure that your entire life was going to end. How can somebody be so evil? Well, my friend, the truth is this. There's many evil people in the world, and these people need to face some type of justice, some type of time, some type of compensation needs to be paid to the victim of these lies. And as we will show, this harlot from across the pond, Miss Victoria Everest, isn't just a one-off. She isn't just a rarity. She is a drop in a bucket, because for years there's been many false accusations, and many men have spent a lot of time in jail. Damn.
Every piece of evidence can be doubted, but you cannot doubt the victim who said, "You shot me." You can't doubt no victim. No, if a victim get on stand and they say, "Hey, who shot you?" He did. You think that jury is gonna go against the victim?
It's the basic truth of the human condition that everybody lies. The only variable is about what.
Being wrongly imprisoned for 40 years, 70-year-old Vincent Simmons finally cleared his name and regained his freedom. 44 years ago, a jury consisting of 11 white men and a black woman unanimously decided that Simmons had attempted to the 14-year-old white twin sisters, so he was sentenced to 50 consecutive years in prison. Although Simmons firmly claimed his innocence, the testimony of the girls in court left him no room to defend himself. He didn't understand why they did it. He had been drinking at the bar that day. In order to prove his innocence, Simmons repeatedly requested a re-examination of his case, but his request was refused. Until 44 years later, he finally had the opportunity for a retrial.
And for every minute that somebody loses of their life, this person should have to serve. And every dollar that this person loses, this person should have to repay. And anybody who was in on it should also have to repay, doubling up the money. Anybody who was down with the plot, who didn't do a proper investigation, who just took her word for it without absolutely verifying when you were going to end a person's life. Because make no bones about it, if you put somebody in jail for 44 years, if you put somebody in jail for a decade, you are in fact ending their life as they knew it. You are changing the trajectory of their family's existence, and you're doing it on purpose. And to do this on purpose, and to do this absolutely knowing that this individual was innocent, but you had a grudge. You wanted to prove a point. You wanted to make something happen in their life because you felt pain, because you were hurt, because you were scorned. Well, ma'am, jail is just a little too good for you, if you know what I mean.
Now to that false charge, 1 year in prison. That sentence tonight for the woman who falsely accused 2 football players from Sacred Heart University in Connecticut of. The students say what she did has changed their lives forever, even though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing.
She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes, but Nikki Yavito's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Yavino claimed he and another student raped her while all three attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged when the police investigation revealed sexual activity had occurred but was consensual. Prosecutors say Yavino made up the claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
And you see, your polite savages, statistics are a very stubborn thing. People love to espouse how such a high percentage of the convictions in the United States are from black people. But what they hate to do is understand that 53% of the exonerations between 1989 and 2022 have been of black people. You see, it's very simple. It's very easy if you don't have the money, if you don't have the financial backing, if you don't have the social currency. It just takes somebody to get up on a stand, cry, point, and wave their finger, and you are knee deep in needing hip waders. You're up the creek without a paddle. Your entire life is over. Yes, over. No ifs, ands, or buts. But what happens to these folks who are exonerated? You can't pay this time back. Their time in their life will never be the same. And until there's a penalty, until there's a stiff penalty for these people, for these harlots, for these liars, for the lawyers who knowingly represent them when they are lying, and I know a lot of lawyers aren't going to agree with me, but if you knowingly represent somebody who's lying and you're going to put somebody behind bars, the prosecution needs to go down too, because the whole system is corrupt. It all needs to be thrown away, redone, refurnished. We need to regroup and rethink about it, because if this many people are getting convicted and being exonerated from one group, then something just ain't right. Now, is it? You dig?
Single mom, and my son was around 7 at the time, and that was one of the worst things, that I've ever experienced, was to see my son, witness me getting beaten up by this man. And he wasn't just a man, he was a street thug. He was a guy off the street, from the end, and, and because of the fact that each time I called the police for abuse, whether it was abuse, in front of or, isolated me where he wasn't at home, because there was a child at home, social services were involved. And at the last point where he was arrested, my main concern was keeping him safe. That was the ultimate thing for me. Social services were, I was at complete risk of losing him because I was in this relationship with this abuse.
She pulled out this same thing and she went to the police and said that there was firearms and drugs in the house, and then on the back of that happening, she got kidnapped, her hair got cut off, she got tortured, battered, and she got thrown in the river, in the canal. When there's messages like this, please can you remove this video? Remove what? The video of me, John. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, can take it down right now. The video you have shared is highly sensitive, deeply personal, and I was a victim of domestic abuse. In the video, it don't state that she was a victim of nothing. This is the video that John made.
False allegations can truly ruin somebody's life. And those who make false allegations really should be put, underneath the jail. But there's a special place in hell for people that make false allegations and then allow themselves to be videotaped admitting to them.
This ruins men's lives.
I'm scared. To see his face again is scary.
You've seen his face in the meat market, and you've seen his face in court, but you haven't seen his face in an alley, and you haven't seen his face other places, and you get that up here, right? Tell me what you're thinking and feeling right now.
I hate that I had to go through something like this because of this situation. And I hope and pray that we both can get closure in this.
I'm sorry that you lost him.
And until we stop applauding, till we stop so easily forgiving somebody who absolutely destroys another person's life, this problem will never stop, because the penalty is never befitting the crime. Basically, they're getting away with attempted murder. And it's time for things to change, you dig? Thank you for watching the TIP Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom, we're out.
We found true happiness.